Hi, I'm Alex Vietinghoff with Trekkit TV. Today, I'm exploring a little-known treasure in New Brunswick, Canada. My friends Sebastian, Krista, and Eric are taking me cave exploring, also known as spelunking. Spelunking is defined as the hobby or practice of exploring caves. Krista and Sebastian are rock climbers, but they have explored a cave before with Eric Fox, who has been spelunking for many years. We're leaving from Fredericton to meet up with Eric. The cave we're exploring is called Harbell's Cave in Rockwood Park near St. John. It was about a 5-minute walk down a path from a parking lot in the park. According to cancaver.ca, a website dedicated to Canadian cave exploring, there are different types of caves. Harbell's Cave is known as a solution cave, the most common type, often formed by water eroding the rocks to make tunnels and passages.
There's a hole in the wall. This one is just like that. It's real, like you can walk right by it and not even know it was a cave. You would never know it was a cave.
There are certain preparations you need in order to safely go spelunking.
Well, the number one thing that you got to think about is light, right? As long as you have light, you can make your way through the cave, right? So if you bring a flashlight like this, it's good, but the problem is that it runs on batteries. You could drop it, right? And it's heavy, it's cumbersome, right? You want to free your hands up if you can. So of course then there's headlamp, which is a much better option because of the fact that it sits on your head. You can have a battery pack that either goes to the back of your head or extend it down to your back pocket so you can keep your batteries dry. So a headlamp's a really good option.
Clothing, well, definitely you're going to get wet and muddy and dirty, so definitely stuff that's old. I also recommend something that's kind of tight to your body as well, nothing loose to catch on stuff. I find that was an issue for me last time.
Another good option is always a helmet, because a helmet, like you're very often, even just touching your head against the rock will really hurt you. But not having a helmet, you want to wear at least a hat or something, or just be very careful with your head.
With all our preparations done, it was time to go in. We spotted some local wildlife in the mouth of the cave. I had to stash my camera gear in a safe spot, then I got to lead the way.
Oh, I see where I'm going. Is it best to go feet first, I presume?
Oh yeah.
Alright. Whoa. That's cool. That's awesome.
This one's called Harbell's Cave. It's in Rockwood Park, and it's 74 meters and it's all limestone. Really cool, like tight sections that you got to squeeze through. There's a 20-foot section of 2 walls that are maybe 2 feet apart, not even, and that you got to kind of squeeze your way through. As you work your way down, the water bends back and forth through until you get to kind of like a hallway kind of thing that you can get your feet in the water and just walk straight through. And the final section, you come down over a waterfall that there's actually an old tow rope hooked to. So you actually kind of walk your way backwards right down to this waterfall room. And you could probably have about 6 or 7 people stand in that room. And then after that, it gets a little too tight for comfort.
Yeah.
Man, that's awesome.
After entering the first part of the cave, there was a stream running beneath us. We were able to find enough small ledges to use as toe holds and hand holds to stay above the water. As we progressed and the cave got narrower, we had to press our bodies in between the 2 walls of rock to stay high and dry.
Just like rock climbing.
The passage was narrow enough that my foot reached from one side to the other.
Balanced on a little ledge.
That's all you gotta do. Just push yourself between the 2 walls and force yourself through it.
The caver's motto can vary, but usually follows the sentiment, take nothing but pictures, leave nothing but footprints, kill nothing but time. Of course, someone left us a surprise in this cave.
Oh, there is a fake hand sitting there. That was pretty freaky. That's pretty startling.
That's awesome.
Part of a sleeve.
Well, in this one, there's the walls are really close together, so you sort of have to compress yourself. And there's water at the bottom, so if you don't want to get your feet wet, then you just gotta try to stay high, and to do that you have to sort of wedge your way the whole way through, just like shimmying your body and then finding a way to cram your feet together so you can take a rest and things like that. So I tried to make it through the whole way without getting my feet wet at all.
Because we were spelunking as a group, it was important that we wait for each other to catch up to make sure everyone was doing well. Luckily, there were small alcoves that would appear for us to rest on. Eventually, I grew tired of keeping my feet out of the water and decided to just get wet.
The water is just around my ankles here. Oh, that's cool.
After many twists and turns, we reached an even smaller opening where we had to use a rope to rappel down a waterfall. The small cavern with the waterfall is as far as you can go. We were ready to climb back up, but first, Eric showed us a cool trick with glow sticks. We then began the crawl back up into the world above, where we talked about how we felt the expedition went. On the way, we spotted what could have been our frog friend from earlier.
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah, I started off doing the hard stuff like they were, and then I kind of quickly realized that probably today wasn't the best day for that. So I tried to do as much as I could, but then I kind of just got down in the water and got to enjoy the cave anyways, so it was still awesome.
I really like this cave. It's a lot more physical than the other ones we did. The last one I did, I was on my hands and knees in the water the whole time, which was really cool. But I really like this cave because it's so sustained. Like, you wouldn't think it's just a hole in the ground, and it's like almost 300 feet long of just like tight.
I think they did take elementary, but definitely junior high students on guided tours through it. So, you know, whatever age you're at, you're capable of going caving. It's all about getting over the fear. The physical part anybody can do, right? It's getting over your own, roadblock kind of thing. It's getting over your own fear. If you can get over that, and you can just put it right out of your mind that you're in a cave and just think about what you're doing, it's just 10 times as fun.
After 2 hours of squeezing through rock, we were ready to change into some clean, dry clothes and refuel our bodies before the drive home to Fredericton. To find out more about Harbell's cave, or to find other caves in New Brunswick, visit nbcaving.com. I ended up getting a lot of exercise and I had a lot of fun. I highly recommend caving to anybody, as long as you follow the safety guidelines when you do so. It's fun, but it can be dangerous, especially if you go alone. For Trekkit TV, I'm Alex Vietinghoff. Happy spelunking.